Hey, good morning. This is Julie at J Auto Trading Strategies, and I have a special segment for you today. First, let's look at the disclosure. Trading involves substantial risk and is not for every investor. You could lose more than your initial investment, and past performance is not indicative of future results. Please look at the full disclosures on my website. Today, we don't have any news, so we're going to go straight to the charts. I have finalized my trading strategy, and I'm very excited to bring it to you. It is the direction guide system, and you have your weekly, daily, 60-15 higher time frame on your market analyzer to guide you and when to find a market that's trending or has a good opportunity to trend directionally. If it's mixed, the markets are just going to be chopping inside of value, most likely. And if you pull up a value chart, you could probably see that price is inside a previous value area. As far as the direction guide system itself, I have the base on the bottom that shows me most likely which direction price will be trading. You want to be trading in direction of the open and price relative to the previous close when possible, when price is not making a gap run or something. And so when the open and previous close are trading in the same direction, that's the direction you want to be trading in. The second tier to my tier one is short-term value, and that is price relative to a short-term value. And when this matches the direction guide, you could get into a short-term trade when these two are matching. When the third and fourth tier fire off, that's when you can put the extra position size on, because that's when the ultimate conditions exist for a directional trend. And let me come back in time and show you what I mean. And I also have changed my signal to a trigger. So when you get a signal and want to narrow out a trigger, getting rid of the congestion, this might be a way for you to do it. It adds an extra dimension to the system, which brings momentum in direction of the trade. So I've got a signal to get your signal, and then I've got a trigger if you want to trigger your trades with this system. So let's put this back on signal and go back in time and look for some 3 and 4s, or 2s and 3s. I probably need to rename this, so I'm not calling them 3s and 4s, because it is 3 and 4, and I'm calling them 2 and 3. So this is going to get confusing. So I'll probably have this renamed. This is stuff that I just finished this weekend. So here's the third layer, this tier 2, and that shows me that I'm going to have a directional day. So I can put a little bit more position size on when my trades trigger. And as you see, I get rid of some of this trading against me, the pullbacks. I'm not sitting there eating them, holding them. You could define your exit condition and not sit through the pullbacks, but trigger in on your trigger entries. Let's find a complete set where all 4 levels are firing off. There's another good 3. And here's a 4. So here's what I'm talking about. When I see a 4 firing off, they don't happen all the time. And this is why I like my system so much, is because when I do see it, I can put my triggers on and just increase my position size somewhat and enjoy these days and see if I can participate in some of these longer trending market states. So there you go. I've got my 4 tiers, and I've got my trigger. I've got my signal for the markets set up to each market's individual open and close. So just because I'm getting a signal doesn't mean necessarily a trade is triggering if you want to add momentum to it for the highest probability entry. So there you go, a complete trading system. And if you're wondering how am I going to enter these trades, do I just trade the trigger? You could, or I've got my other, of course, inflection set up that if you like trading on a little bit larger time frame, like a 20 range bar or a 12 range bar or 10 range bar, whatever you like, I have inflection set up. I have small trends. If you just like to say, I want to see what price is doing. I've got some other filters and different type of inflections. But overall, I think with my direction guide system, it pretty much is a complete trading strategy in a box, because you get the market analyzer and you get the direction guide and you get the tiers, and you can rely on, if you do see the 4 levels firing off, you know to expect a lot on the day. Most of the time we sit there and we see just the 1 and 2 going off. We see the direction guide and then we see some participation with the value. And you can make money, but you take shorter profit targets. This is where you take your 10, 20 tickers and get out. You're not holding for an entire session. So when you see the 3rd tier kick in, that's when you could try for some longer 40, 50 tickers. And when you see all 4 tiers come in, here's a 3 ticker. Well, that was a good day, obviously. When you do see that 4th tier firing off, that's when you can just trend trail. Hitting every time it hits your moving average, getting back in, for instance, would be a good entry system on a trend trail day. So find a moving average that price is coming up to your entry level side, whatever entry chart you've got. Find a moving average where the candles are coming back to that moving average. Just enter every time it hits that moving average in the direction of the trade and trail it down. Now this is interesting because the direction guide stopped printing on my trigger chart. I have my signal that shows you that we're still valid for the setup, but the trigger keeps you out of the chop. You see that? That's pretty cool. How about that? So if you would like the direction guide trading strategy and come join me in the Bloodhound users group, just send an email to support at J Auto Trading Strategies and I will get you set up. Thank you so much.